Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. So I'm sitting here waiting for a tow truck and my black Foxbody Saleen, because my fuel pressure decided to stop fueling. So I was going over to see Carolina Speed and Performance, pick up some parts from my other car, and I got about halfway over to his place. I'm going through Anger, make a right turn, and all of a sudden the car cuts off. I look, I don't see any fuel pressure. I cycle the key a couple times and nothing. So I pull over and I start checking fuses, and it's blowed the fuse. I was like, cool. So I grabbed the fuse out of a different socket and put in it, and turned it on. The fuel pump tried to run, blow the fuse again. So I know it is the fuel pump. Unfortunately, these are a set. It's a single 465 liter power fuel pump I had in the Mach 1. When I had a problem with the pumps in it, one of the pumps started going out. So I had a good one and a bad one. So I threw the bad one away, kept the good one, and I put 525 Hellcat pumps in the Mach. Well, this 465 has lasted about a year in here, and now it's kaput. So I should have just put a brand new one in it, but whatever. I've got pumps at the house, so when I get home, I'll slap a pump in here and we'll be back in business. Unfortunately, I'm waiting for the tow truck now because not much I can do. And thanks to Jason Ellis over at Peak Towing, he sent the guy right away to come pick me up. All right, so my cell phone video, you saw I had just took this out to go see Todd Wester at Carolina Speed and Performance. Got 4 miles from the house and lost all fuel pressure. So thanks to Peak Towing, they came and hooked me up within the hour, got me back home, deposited me right in here on my lift, and I'm literally just about to drop the tank all the way out. So I'm here to pull it out now, and let's raise this up, make it easier. Get this thing out so I can see where we're at here for issues. Trying to put as much fuel as I could without spilling it everywhere. All right, and here you can see how I modified some fancy stuff here. I actually have a bigger feed line coming out of the tank going to the front. I used a stock feed line as my return here. And yeah, like I say, everything's worked out great, but this 465 pump has died, and now I gotta fix it. All right, so after some digging in, found the culprit. I've got this inline fuse here. This is a brand new one, I just swapped it out, but basically this is from my car stereo days, from my sub and everything, but this is a 8-gauge wire, runs back, and it splits off, runs my amp and runs my fuel pump, just so I've got extra voltage going to it. And I was trying to check the voltage, but the way the wiring is with the tank, I ran this extra wire, this is a 12-gauge wire I ran down for power from a relay I put in here, and I couldn't get here to see if I was having power issues or something shorted, so I had to drop the tank anyway. But I went ahead and pulled it out. The pump works great now. I even checked the relay, and basically I backtracked it all the way up to where it was messed up. So let me just show you here. Turn on the key. Perfect. The Holly has it priming for 5 seconds. It's working fine. So I jumped to conclusions too quick and said something's wrong with the pump. It was something wrong with the pump, wasn't getting any power. So can't blame the pump when you don't have power. But I don't know why. I don't know if this plastic inline fuse, it's just so hot by the headers and all the heat under the hood or what, but it literally, the housing was melted, and the fuse didn't look blown, but it was no continuity across it. So I couldn't fix it on the side road anyway, but now I've just cut it all out, put a brand new one in, and we'll see how it does. So let me slap the tank back in it, and we'll finish up the video of me driving it again. And just like that, fuel pressure. So unfortunately, here's what I proved. The pump does work, but it's going bad because that's what caused the wire to overheat and blow the fuse. Watch now that it's heating up how much it's jumping around. I do have to drop the tank again and change the pump just to be safe, because it's definitely not happy. All right, just got in my new TI automotive fuel pump. You see there, it's a 267. That's the 450, 465 liter per hour pump. I've already tested it with my power supply here. It came on and worked great and sounds awesome. So while I was waiting for the pump, I went ahead and did some upgrades. I don't know if I already told you. Ran a new power cable directly for the fuel pump, separate from my amp. I'm redoing my inline fuses here, trying to make it nice. I redid my terminals here to clean those up. And I just got to make it a little nicer and neater in here. While I was here, I put new valve cover gaskets on it. I put new serpentine belt and supercharger belt on it. Just little stuff because I'm going to try to make it ready to go. If I got to work on it, let's just go ahead and fix everything at this point. The only thing I haven't done yet is put this thermostat on it. It's a 160. It's got a 180 now, but with the supercharger blowing hot air, it runs a little hotter than normal. I run the same thermostat 180 in that car, and it runs about the L in normal. This runs about the A in normal. So either way, I need to change the thermostat, put in the new fuel pump, finish up my wiring, and this thing will be ready to be back in action. Here we go again. Got a new pump, getting ready to line it up on my bracket. I like having this stock one around so I can get the setting just right so it fits down in there. And as you can tell, here's the car with the tank yanked out. I'm sitting here waiting to drop the fuel pump back in it. So I'm just about to do this in my sleep. All right, we'll get the new pump in it, and then we should be ready to go. Solid steady, 42 pounds. Everything's doing great. All right. Happy to see stuff working the way it's supposed to. All right, so just want to show you, this is thermostat I took out. It's a 180. You'll notice it didn't have one of those holes in it, little pocket that actually gets bubbles out. So I drilled an 1/8 of an inch hole in it. You put that toward the top, helps get air bubbles out. But that's the old one. Here's the new one. You can see that says 160. It has that little thing there on it, see there? That helps bubbles get out, but I still like to drill an extra hole there. So that's an 1/8 inch hole right above it. This goes to the top. So this is how your hose goes in. This drops in first like that. A lot of people put this in all backwards. I put a little silicone around it, and then I like putting the gasket on, and just a little dab of silicone. These are notorious for leaking if you're not careful. So I've already cleaned up my surfaces here, and I have cleaned up my surfaces here, got the water out of the way. So now I can just stick it back together, and we'll have a 160 thermostat, 20 degrees cooler. So it should help with this Vortec huffer huffing in that hot air all the time. You know what I'm saying? Anything can help, especially in the summertime, run the AC. What you know about that? Just letting it warm up so I can top off the antifreeze and water when it's done, and make sure no leaks, will be good to go. Gauge, and run 172 right here on the Holly. So don't forget to go into your Holly and adjust your fan settings down from where they were, so you have it turning on right after the thermostat opens. Good to go. so to finish up the video here, you just saw me go out and try to do some test driving. Unfortunately, these tires, they're Continentals. They don't smoke very hard, leave a lot of black mark, but just take it for my word, this thing spins super easy. So I try to kind of roll into it, go to second, and big toe it a little bit, which means I hit it and then I pull off to about quarter throttle and it'll just spin till it's time to shift it to third. But this thing's really fun to drive. After that video, I turned on the air conditioning and ran it all the way home. And with the air conditioning on, the car's running about 190 degrees. With the air conditioning off, just cruising around, stuck in traffic. It's like 84, 85 degrees here today. It was averaging 175 to 180 degrees, just riding around in traffic. Before then, cruising around, it was about 172. So with the condenser on the front, it's a brand new AC condenser. It does let more air through. It's got a newer style radiator in it, like out of a 94, 95 model that was modified to fit in this car. So it could probably handle an aftermarket better radiator, but you know, it does the job. It runs cool, does great. The thermostat made a difference, not only on the gauge, but just how the car ran in general. Runs great. And the new belts, no slipping, no noise, and the fuel pump was a rock star. Never dropped pressure, did everything perfect. All my wiring was fine. I checked everything out when I came home. Everything's good to go. The car is legit now, fixed. And like I say, it's like everything. You have a project car, you have little things you want to do to it, and you might as well just take the time and do it when you got a reason, like for the fuel pump. I fixed everything else, valve cover, gaskets and all that, thermostat, new belts, redid some wiring. So I hope you liked the video. Stay tuned, I got more stuff coming soon, more Foxbody stuff along with the TT coupe over there. Got some big stuff coming for it too, some fun stuff to talk to you guys about. All right, till next time.